We've got a new plot leak for Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness that we need to go over. Now, this plot leak brings up two different points in the movie. One, the very beginning, and two, a different integral part of the film towards the middle that's gonna have a really insane explanation and even causation towards the meaning of everything that happened in the Infinity Saga. So, just in case these are all 100% accurate and real, I'm gonna issue a spoiler warning. Otherwise, take them with a grain of salt. Let's have a little bit of fun with them. These ideas are really cool and I wouldn't mind seeing them in the movie, but you never really can tell with online leaks if it's just a fan who's really excited or if this is somebody with actual insider information. Hey everybody, welcome to Cosmic Culture, the channel where we talk about all major movie and television news, theories, breakdowns, and much more. I'm your host Chris, and if you haven't already, consider hitting that subscribe button and turning on that notification bell so you don't miss any of our daily uploads. Alright, so Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness has the ability, has the characteristics, and the opportunity to be one of the biggest and craziest movies in the MCU, something that within 2.5 hours or however long the movie will end up being, we are going to see so many different new characters, factors, opportunities, explanations, that this movie is going to be absolutely wild, arguably probably too much for one person to handle in one movie. With that said, here's what the first leak says the opening of the film is going to show us. The movie will start with a different Doctor Strange and Wong in an alternate universe that's seemingly very identical to the MCU. We are meant to think these are our Strange and Wong, meaning from our universe. These alternate Strange and Wong are then unexpectedly killed by an unseen force rather violently. These are supposedly the most violent deaths in MCU history, pushing the PG-13 rating. We get to see the perspective of the unseen force as it stalks these alternate Strange and Wong variants, which I think is a homage to Sam Raimi's Evil Dead. And that's the end of the first half of this leak. Now, this is how they think the movie is going to begin, seeing two alternate Doctor Strange and Wongs getting brutally and violently attacked and murdered by an unseen force. It could be Wanda, it could be Gargantos, it could be literally anybody based off of what we've heard that this movie has in store. I mean, I've heard almost a leak or a rumor, and in no way they're all true, that every single character is making an appearance in this movie, from the Illuminati, including Professor X, played by Patrick Stewart. The Fantastic Four might make a cameo appearance. Deadpool might make an appearance. There's rumors that we're going to be seeing Tobey Maguire make a new appearance again in this film. So a lot of crazy things are happening in the Multiverse of Madness, including the Multiverse of Insane rumors. Now, some of them are bound to be true. I don't know if all of them will be. Regardless, this movie already seems like it is going to be insane. The Cosmic Wonder, my buddy, said the other day on Twitter, if even a fraction of the things I've heard are true about Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, this movie is going to be insane. And I think that's a really good way of summing up how everything is looking for this film so far. But wait till I read this next plot point, which is kind of crazy to understand. It says, the main MCU Doctor Strange will discover that the MCU is starting to melt. The main storyline, the timeline where everything has been happening, is starting to melt. Strange admits to Wong that Thanos was actually meant to win ENDGAME, and that he forced fate to change by manipulating the events that would lead to Tony's sacrifice. The various times Strange messed with reality is what's causing reality to break down, including the events of No Way Home. It seems Doctor Strange has secretly been behind the scenes manipulating reality for a while now, not only in Spider-Man No Way Home, which makes sense because it seemed rather blasé, rather casual of him to just be like, sure Peter, let's mess with reality because you don't like the people know who you are now. It didn't seem like the Doctor Strange things to do, and all over the internet when we originally saw that in the trailer, people were like, well, that's not really Doctor Strange. However, if we take this into consideration, that he's been manipulating reality for years now, including majorly during Avengers Endgame, then we can probably realize that it isn't that big of a deal to him to just go ahead and do it again. This continuation of messing with reality, changing things however he thinks it needs to be done and is seen fit, is what is causing the MCU's reality, which he's supposed to protect, to start to melt. Now, this is a huge problem, obviously, and as we move forward in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, And if this leak is true, we will see what Doctor Strange has been doing behind the scenes all this time. He'll explain it to Wong as he admits it in this leak, saying, yeah, I've actually been messing with reality a ton. And Wong, who is currently the Sorcerer Supreme and warned him not to do the spell and to keep him out of it, was probably thinking this is a one-time thing, he's helping a good person who helped save the universe against Thanos, sure, we can let it slide. But if Doctor Strange has been messing with reality behind the scenes this whole time, we can start to see why we're in the Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness era and everything's falling apart. Now there is a really cool thing we can do here by taking a different, older leak and putting it together with this one, which would help them both make more sense. And this is Doctor Strange in some concept art being brought to who seems to be Professor X in some type of throne room, meeting hall, and he has handcuffs on. Doctor Strange has handcuffs on. You can see it in this image here. Now this was seemingly leaked a few weeks ago, but we were wondering why Doctor Strange was brought to Professor X in handcuffs. And the best answer is that Professor X, like in the comics and like we've heard many rumors of, is actually leading the Illuminati. And they've brought Doctor Strange to them to counsel and to judge and to get him in trouble for messing with reality. Now this lines up perfectly with this leak, where he admits that he's been messing with reality for years, including for major events like ENDGAME all the way to things like No Way Home, where we saw when the spell was messed up, there were major ramifications. Had the spell probably just gone normal and Peter didn't mess with it, didn't cause it to be broken, it probably would have just been another day in the park for Doctor Strange, who's been messing with reality and changing things this whole time. Little does Doctor Strange know that even if the spell had worked, there would be massive ramifications as the multiverse is melting into the main MCU timeline. As far as all the different leaks that I've heard and read, this one, the opening scene, which really fits the description of the horror that we're going to be seeing in Doctor Strange 2, and the scene where Doctor Strange admits he's been manipulating reality, coupled with the rumors that the Illuminati will be making an appearance, and recently that the Scarlet Witch is actually going to kill them all, really seems like one of the most compelling arguments for which leaks are true out there right now. Which is why I'm covering this one. It does seem to be the most realistic and make the most sense out of all of them. So let me know, what do you think? Does this opening sequence sound likely for Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness? And do you think Doctor Strange has secretly been manipulating time throughout his entire career in the MCU, during ENDGAME, Infinity War, during Spider-Man No Way Home, obviously, which we saw? What makes the most sense? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. As always, thank you to everybody who watched to the very end of the video. If you found it helpful, useful, or entertaining, consider subscribing and turn on that notification bell so you don't miss any of our daily uploads right here on Cosmic Culture.